the 168 units that I mentioned on our last call, when I was talking about my 1031 exchange and my up legs and how all that is settling. The 168 units looks like it's falling apart. Hasn't completely fallen apart, but the property, we discovered some things on the physical side, on the physical due diligence that really represents about a $500,000 haircut on the price. Now, having a seller come to their senses that their property's worth $500,000 less, that's a tough conversation. But you have to have that when it's justified. It's called retrading. For those of you that aren't in that field, you're doing a retrade. You're asking for a price reduction. And I don't like to be known as a retrader, but especially for that large of an amount. One of the big things on that one is, and I'll go in the weeds just so people can learn, is the insurance is a big deal right now. For those of you that don't know, insurance is a big deal. There's no assumptions on insurance. You have to get exacts from a broker because things that are currently, the owner is currently paying $600 a door. When you inherit the property, it could be $1,700 a door. And that's coastal properties, and that's not an exaggeration, because that's what we just discovered on that particular property. But one of the things to get insurance is they want to know what your electrical boxes are. There was a common brand, stab lock breakers is like a very big no-no. And it's unlikely you're going to get insurance if you have those. It's about $1,000 per box. It's 175 boxes at this 168 unit complex by the time you add in the laundry room and the office and all that. So at $1,000 a box, it's 175 grand just to get the boxes upgraded. Now he currently has insurance, and that insurance company will likely insure it with the stab lock fuses, breakers. But when we go to sell 5 years from now, what is their insurance company going to require? So we have to anticipate that. We don't want to have a $175,000 surprise like he's having right now when we're the buyer, when we're the seller. Does that make sense? Yes? Because that's a big chunk of change coming out of the profits and the returns that you're giving to your investors. So, and then the other thing was half of the AC units had been recently replaced. The other half, I'm sure Fred Flintstone and Barney Rubble put them in. They're that old. I mean, they are so far past their expected life expectancy. So they've done really, really well. But on our watch, they're likely to fail, and they're likely to fail on Texas has had some record summers. I'm just surprised they're still going. But when they fail 20 at a pop. Their life expectancy is 20 years, and they're on 40 years, 45 years. So that's when I say well past their life. So you just have to plan for that. We didn't budget for that as part of our CapEx. Everything we budgeted for, not everything, but most everything was interior renovations. So that was a big part of it as well. That was another 300 grand. Now we went at him at $518,000, knowing that we would probably settle for $200,000 to $300,000. We weren't realistically expecting him to go 500. Not many sellers will. It's very rare that's going to happen. And we could still make this property work. We ran the numbers if we could get a $200,000 to $300,000 haircut. The seller doesn't want to play ball at all. Hasn't even offered $10,000. Never mind $100,000 or $200,000. So we'll see how that plays out. That's all in the Lord's hands. That's kind of a shame when you got that much time, sweat, and concentration into a deal. They say don't get emotionally attached, and that is the rules. But everybody gets a little emotionally attached when you're that deep into the deal. You've flown to the property, you've walked every door, you've gotten to know the on-site management team. There's a lot of effort that goes into it. Can I get an amen from all my multifamily investors? There's a lot of work by the time you get there.